So it's a leap motion, capturing your hand movements, hand tracking. And then I've wrote an engine on Unity which takes the interaction between your hands, virtual hands, and virtual objects, and it creates a feedback through the audio channels that goes to a little wearable amplifier, and it produces that feedback through little rings with an inductor, and so you can feel that feedback with your magnets. It's we're varying frequency and wave shape and all that to simulate texture and pressure and vector fields and stuff like that. That's a haptic feedback. Yeah.
You go into it, hold my hand up, and I can feel input as I touch that, and so that's just one style of feedback. And here we have different wave shapes. As I come in, I can feel very sharp peaks in the wave there versus sine wave. And a more square wave just has an odd feeling to it compared to the others. And then different frequencies. The 30 hertz. So that's 100 hertz there, I believe. But the lower ones are a little more difficult to feel.
Yeah, I'm equalizing the frequencies because the amplifiers, they tend to remove lower frequencies.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to amplify the lower ones. Everything under 100 is
Let's see, is that where?
that's just for fun.
That's still felt it. That's different shapes. Oh, what's this? Audio tactile. This is the one feels just like a phone in your pocket. Then having a little trouble getting it sometimes. Yeah, and the dog barking, it's like a
Yeah.
that's odd feeling.
Have you touched a dog barking before?
I have not. But I mean, you'd think if you're like in a car and had the volume turned all the way up and playing through the speakers, you would feel it, but it's just in my finger. The button toggles.
So they have a different, basically, like pushback levels for each button?
That's actually the click of the button. The click of the button. So that's the fun thing. You can take the actual audio, the recording from the button, of the click, and you can play it. Since it's the same source, it works just fine.
Wow.
I mean, I lower the frequencies a bit because you're sensitive to lower frequencies, but and mics are sensitive to high ones.
So this is the one that blew me away. Like the actual texture here, as you just run your hand across it, you can feel, it feels like just ridges. Like, yeah, I don't know how to explain it other than you feel it in air.
There are little experiments you can join in and play with. So initially it's pretty basic. You can touch some cubes and feel different frequencies, different pressures, and then you get to to play with texture, so you can slide your fingers across the surface, and you can actually feel the texture of the surface, so the bumps and everything. And then you can also play with some objects you can push around and feel the resistance. And then you have vector fields, which are 3D fields with a direction and an amplitude, and so you can sample the location of the finger in that field, and so you can give directional information to the user. So you can use that, for example, to do the little hide and seek game, where you have to find an object in a room and you're actually being interacted by an object.
Takes you right to it. That's what blows my mind. Being able to just, from input from your finger, be able to navigate the whole space and go straight to something.
That's it. You can show the frequency response based on different waves that's on the wall. So that's the square wave, sine wave, and saw wave that you tried earlier. And that's basically the frequency response. So this is the amount, the volume you need to actually start filling it. So you can see, like, with the sine wave you have a pretty bad feedback on lower frequencies, whereas with sharper waves you get all the way down to low frequencies. And then it starts to degrade from 300 Hertz pretty much on all of them.